Ho ho ho, and we're back for another show. Yes, this is another show, and today it's all about the fourth tier. That's right, the fourth tier. I'm afraid that the fourth tier means that Santa can't get everything out in time for Christmas. So, if I accidentally lose a present or it doesn't arrive in time, then you know it's because of what is carry on. It's going on, it's stopping me from doing my work. Anyway, let's get back to what's going to happen in Christmas, okay? UK, I'm coming. I'm coming to you, and I'm going to make sure you all celebrate. Let me just do a wee touch here. I want to make sure you all celebrate Christmas with me. That's right. And what I'm going to do for you this year is because of what's going on, and because of this huck and muckle, and we don't know if we're going to deliver or not. It could be in the docks, it could be waiting, it could be fluff. We don't know. We just know that it's not arrived on the door and it should have been here for Christmas Day. That's right. It's because Rudolph, he's been at my cookies and he's feeling a bit ill and his shiny nose is wet the way it went before. So Rudolph's not coming this year, so it's got to be slower because I don't have a big shiny light. So it means I'm not going to do as much work as I normally do. So just so you know exactly why Santa's going to be a bit late with some of the presents, it's just so you know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this phone number here. I'm going to show you this phone number, right? Okay. You see this phone number here? This phone number here is going to be on WhatsApp. That's what it's a WhatsApp phone number. And WhatsApp phone numbers are free on the internet, yeah? And you can phone them up and then you can do what's called a FaceTime. Now, what you do with a FaceTime is you call, shows that you've got your video on your side. And then when it comes to my side, I've pressed the video and, oh, below, it's Santa Claus. And he's saying, ho, 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 who are you? And you're telling him who he is. And he's going to give you a Merry Christmas to whoever it is that needs a Merry Christmas. And as I say, if something's not arrived for Christmas and you want to make sure that they're kind of happy, just give us a little note, drop us a line and we'll phone you. It might be even better if you just drop us a message. This might be the best way for us all to go around it. If you just drop me a message, that's it. I'll call you back and make arrangements, or I'll just call you Christmas Day and say, ho, 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 is Johnny there? Hi, Merry Christmas, Johnny. And what did you get for Christmas? And what were you waiting on? And if you've got something in the order and it's no came, I'll tell them it's my fault. Hey, I lost the parcel. I got to get it because Rudolph was ill. Okay, so we can sort that one out. That's an easy one. Then we got the other problem here. Poor Daddy. Yeah, he's 86, 90 odd year old. And he's in a care home. And we can't go in and see him. And we want to say Merry Christmas to him. And also, maybe even throw in a Happy New Year with that one. But we want to say Merry Christmas anyway, yeah? And it would be nice if Santa could just phone him direct. Even if you're there. And then talk to him and say, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And I hear you're in there, and I hope all's well, and I hope New Year's going to be good for you. And we could do ho, ho, ho all the way through, yeah? That's nice. Then we got the other one. You're in love with your wife. You've been married for 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, first baby, whatever. And you just want to send your love to your wife. But you're not the kind of guy who can go to the wife and say, oh, dearie me, oh, I love you. You only done it one time, and that was when you went your knee and you nearly went a bit of glass, so you're not going to do that one again. So, let's get the best of it. Send your love through Santa. I'll phone up. Oh, is that Jenny? Hi, Jenny. Jenny, are you married to Robert? Aye. Do you know a big secret he's been keeping for years and years and years? Yeah, what's that, Santa? He loves you. There you go. That always works. The big secret. Or something like that. Whatever you want. Send a message. No. Go with the message. Okay. Try and get the message in couple of days before Christmas if possible. Now, the first 25 people that are under 10, not over 10, only under 10, I'm giving away. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've only got 25 left. So I have to get more done after the Christmas, okay? And because of the COVID thing, it might be after the New Year. But first 25 people to call, get a free membership to join Santa and the class of 21. That's right, every Saturday, every 4 Saturdays, every Saturday, we'll work it out. And what will happen is, they'll help me find the knowledge that I lost in a book of time. And all year, they'll get involved with all different things, and there'll be prizes throughout the year. But every single person that calls me on Christmas Day, everyone that I call back on Christmas Day, I've got a WhatsApp from, they will get a very special, and when I say special, a very, very special package sent to them, which they can print off themselves. That's right, it's called a welcome pack. And they will all become Wisdom Rangers, where they will get 1 year's free Wisdom Rangers membership for the year 21 to 22. So it's 2021 to 2022. And that's so fantastic, me. Anyway, now I've got all that out of the way. Now we know Wisdom Rangers. That's what the Wisdom Rangers, and that's Father Wisdom himself. Yeah, that's what he is. But he's acting. He's an actor. He's acting, and he takes commercials and TV shows and all that. And obviously, as he told me, I can collect wisdom while I'm acting. Because I act with different characters in different periods. You know, one day I'm acting as a Roman, and next day I'm acting as a cowboy. And I'm getting wisdom. Dearie me. And my wisdom's going in the book of wisdom, you know. So the book of time, we get it going. So he's also collected, but he's going to read the book of time. He's not going to go about collecting the book of time. No. He's going to tell everybody else what he's looking for. Okay? And I'm his brother. Yeah. And the green Santa, that was the first Santa before time, when time was coming, as his son. That's right. I'm the first Santa's uncle. And you'd think the first Santa was older than me because he started before there was any time, because there was no time. That's right, there was no time. Yeah. That's why the big families, because there's no time. Anyway, so that's what happened there. And he's now coming sometimes into the show to explain what he does. But when the story starts, it starts with the whole earth being just water. That's it. There's nothing. There's no life, no nothing. There's no sky. You know, when you look up the sky, you see the stars. They weren't there. The clouds were there because the Karamoris put the clouds there. But nothing but the clouds. And also, when we built the earth, when we first started, right, okay, because I'm a Karamori. When we first started, we built the earth. I can remember it because I was young. And it was over today with a black hole. It was a big black hole in space. And there was a plug. And what that plug done was, it made one universe stop flying through to the next universe, you see? And what happened was, the Gullibangs, yeah, that's what they're called, the Gullibangs. The Gullibangs are big giants. They walk that slow. But they walk from one to another. They'll go on the moon, and they'll stand on the moon, and then they'll nip over to Jupiter, and they'll nip into the Earth, and they might play football with them as well, because they like kicking the planets around. And that's what they done, the Jupiters. But the Jupiters decided that they were going to use this round thing that was stuck in a funnel. That's right, the funnel, to take you to the next galaxy. So they pulled the round thing out, and one flew to the other, because there's only 2 Jupiters in the world, and the other Jupiter flew back. He missed it. It went flying somewhere. And when they went to try and get it, the black hole just sucked them up and took them away. That's right. And that was the beginning of the universe. That's the beginning of everything. Well, the Calamari king, and his wisdom, he knew, yeah, it's going to be a planet coming. And it's going to have wisdom. Because there's 10,000 Calamaris. And they don't do nothing. They just sit there going, every day and every night, the king looks at these people and they go, but then there's one up the back, and he called him Father Wisdom, and he'd be walking about on 2 legs, but none of the Calamaris did any legs. And then all his children, they had legs as well. So it was kind of confusing, because he was a Calamari. But what had happened with him was, he had left Calamari, and he was the only person ever leave Calamari. And he travelled about. Where he went, he never said, but he went places, and he came back with a thing called knowledge. Yeah, he had knowledge. And he kept talking about writing a book. And the king copped on to this and went, tell me more about this book. And he says, okay then. He says, right, king. He says, I want to do a book called The Book of Time. And it's all about time. But what's time? Because the king didn't know what time was. So anyway, he explained to him. So that was the last of that conversation. And then about 300 years later, 400 years later, the king went, oh, Eureka! That means he's found something. Hang on, there's a phone. Hold on, I'll just tell whatever it is to disappear. Hello, John. I'm going live. I'm live on the TV. Don't swear. Whoa. I'm live on the TV, right? I'll phone you back 10 minutes. I'll phone you back 10 minutes. I've got to go, right? Right, bye. Sorry. Oh, hurry up, quick. I'm live. Tone, I'm live.
It's Celtic in the final. I'll talk to you tonight.
So, Celtics in the final. Good luck to them. Hey, sorry about that. Bye. Oh, dearie me. Don't swear. Oh, that's very nice. I can't switch you off. I don't switch you off. You're doing nothing. Oh, dearie me. I can't get you off. What's Kirsty? Put Kirsty on. Right, good. Cheerio. Right, you good. Sorry about that. That was my brother. He's a Celtic supporter. Yeah. And if there was any bad language here, I'm sorry. He just cuts in, just phone me up out of the blue. Oh, Celtic 1-4 now. I'm a Celtic supporter as well, but I'm glad, because I got a mate around the corner who's a Man United supporter, and he was telling me how good Man United were. But anyway, let's get away from football, away from all that stuff, right? Okay. And I do apologise for the interruption by the brother, but I love him. I love him with bits. And he's just phoning up to see if I'm okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's go on with it. So anyway, the king went, Eureka! And he had found the planet Earth. But the planet Earth didn't have a name. And the planet Earth was the one what they pulled out of the funnel. Threw it anywhere they wanted to throw it. And the king decided that, there's going to be wisdom and knowledge in that one there, because it's a new one. I've never seen that one before. Every time I've looked down, I've seen different ones, but now I see that one. So I think I better get all the Father Wisdom and get all my people together. And that's what he done. The story number 1's on YouTube at the moment, so you can follow it. But I'm going to tell you anyway, just better have to tell you so you know it. He looks down and he goes, there's got to be wisdom in there. It's got to be coming. But if it's not dark, You couldn't see nothing. Oh, nothing at all. And the only way to get there was to go down the funnel, because they were in a different galaxy and they could see through the galaxies through the funnel. But someone had took the air foot and threw the air foot away. Therefore, the funnel was like when you pull a sink out, it just goes and it drains fast. So you have to walk your way down and work out how you're going to get to where that one is, the Earth one. Anyway, Father of Wisdom says, okay, we need knowledge. Once we get knowledge and wisdom, we can then start teaching the Calamories. So what I'll do is I'll get my family together, because my family's not from here. Some of them are from here, some of them ain't. So we have to work out what ones can go and what ones can't go. Well, obviously I was there. I wanted to go right away, but my brother didn't want me to go. He had other plans for me, and he didn't tell me what they were, because I'm forever losing things, you know. But he got his son, the green Santa, and he says to his son, I want you, and I want the other four, 2 boys and 2 girls, he says. That's you, a girl, a boy, and a girl. It's 4 total. He says, I want to send you all down. He says, and then start collecting the knowledge and what you can hear. He says, first of all, the Green Santa will go down. He says, and as soon as the Green Santa starts to get knowledge and things, he'll call up and then we can all come down. And the 4 of them could be down there. And then we can send the stuff up through the other boy that was the writer, because we got he had a boy who's a writer. He's dyslexic, so he misses things out and all this, but he writes all the stories. But he's the only one that could write. That's what else could write. So he had to be the writer. Long story. Then away they went down. Green Santa was hunting. But anyway, did you know the Earth was just water? And do you know that the Calamories sent the clouds down first? Because they have a cloud number 9. It's still up there. And that's the cloud when I want to go for a rest and look down the world and see if there's good boys and bad girls. I'll go to cloud 9, I'll look down. And that's the cloud that the Green Santa used. Yeah? And he's looking down anyway. And he's looking for life. And there's no life. No life whatsoever. Not even a creepy crawly. Not even if that size. There was nothing. But there was no land either. Not a bit of land. It was just water and water and water. Anyway, he stayed in cloud 9 for about 370 years. But I remember that time, about 300 or 400 years he stayed there. And there was nothing happening. Nothing. But he didn't know what this water stuff was. And he was very curious. What does the water do? And he didn't know what the name of it was. So what was that funny looking stuff that runs everywhere? What does it do? So he decided to go and find out. So he came down to Earth and he put his toe, just like when you go to the seaside, you put your toe in the water and then you run away. He put his toe in. He got that feeling, didn't he? And he went, oh, dearie me. And he thought he felt something rubbing against his toe. He wasn't sure. But anyway, he got that kind of funny feeling where you're not sure if you should keep it in or you should keep it out. But you keep it in, but you should have took it out, yeah? And he's got his toe in, and all of a sudden, yunk, something bit his toe. And how he jumped in that water. Oh, he couldn't see what it was because it was gone. By the time he looked, it was away. Now he knew. Oh, there's something living on this planet. We need to get intelligence. That must be intelligence things that's living on this planet. So we need to find out what it is and how to get to it and whatever. But the only problem is we can't go in the water because I put my finger in the water, it goes under. And then something pokes it and I pull it out and I go, and it's gone. So I wonder what that was. I wonder what it was. And he wondered and wondered. So he had to go back up because he'd been for a long time in Cloud 9 and decided to go up and tell Father Wisdom what he had discovered. So he went to Father Wisdom's house. And Father Wisdom's a keen gardener. There's a lot of gardening here. And in Karamori, they grow things different than here. They plant the seeds the same way, but everything's in sand. So everything they do is in sand, yeah? And they grow trees, like the trees we have, and they grow grass like we have, and they grow everything we have. But theirs all grows in 1 or 2 days. Woof. And then it'll jump one tree and split into 2 trees, and split into 4 trees, and split into 10 trees. And when it gets about 100, 200 trees, it stops doing that, and then it'll grow for its roots like normal trees. Well, that's calamari. That's the way the calamari make their food in that. You just throw the seeds out, and up pops the food. 20 minutes later, half an hour later, and then they go, oh, I'll have that, I'll have this, and they eat the best food you can get. I wish we could do that way, yeah? It'd save the world, it'd save the planet, and all the people would, nobody would be hungry. You just pick up some seeds and go, oh, I'll throw that in the garden. Oh, garden's done. Hey, Mum, let's put this on for dinner. Brilliant. But anyway, so that's how it works. But what the Green Santa didn't realise was the reason why the seeds grew so fast was because of the soil. That's right, because the soil was magic. And he had walked all the way from the Calamari Kingdom to Father Wisdom's house, through all the fields, and guess what was falling inside his jacket and everything? It was the wheat seeds, the acorn seeds, and all these seeds were all falling all over him. And guess what was stuck in his shoes? The magic sand. So he's got all this, and it's all over him, and he doesn't know. And he's came back down. And on his way back down, Father Wisdom gave him some tools. And one of them tools was a magic sun maker. That's right, there you go. But he never knew how the sun was made. There you go. And what he done is he went in cloud nine because it's freezing cold when he was there. And he just pulled it out and went, and up went the sun, and there was the sun. This made the biggest difference because there wasn't any stars or anything then. It was just the sun. And the sun never stopped. And the sun was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And he was in the cloud right next to the sun. And his sweat was pouring. Oh, the water was just dripping away from him. And he went, we have to do something for this. So he went in his magic pouch and he looked at it. It's one of Santa's sacks, the magic pouch, you get everything in it. And he found the moon star. So he threw the moon star. And when I say moon star, it was a moon with a star. And then when he threw that, the moon covered the sun. And all the stars then twinkled out, went everywhere. That's how we got this sky with the stars and the moon. The moon and the stars and the sun all come from Karamori. But you never knew that one. Yeah, I bet people tell you something different, but that's the way it was done. Anyway, because of the heat of the sun, because the sun had been on so long, he started to see little brown things come out of the water. And he couldn't make out what it was. So he had to go down there and investigate, because that's his job, to find knowledge. Now he knows, not put my feet in the water, because he learned, but I'm going to tiptoe on the brown things. And on these brown things, there was nothing, not a thing. And you know, Santa can go around the world in one day. So he could go around one day, the next day, the next day, the next day. And this went on for about 4 weeks. Nothing. Then all of a sudden, he seen a hole in the brown stuff. It was the size of a bucket. That's right. And he looked in that bucket. Or that hole, whatever you want to call it, but the whole size of a bucket. And there was 2 wee creatures. And they were trying to stay in the water. But the sun was drying it out. and the creatures couldn't survive. So he's like, they must have come for the water. So he now knows that something's coming out of the water. He doesn't know when it's coming out of the water, and it's going into that wee round hole, but it's not surviving any more than a day or two. So he didn't know what to do. So he waited and waited, then all of a sudden, a bit of water came over, and it went back, and lo and behold, there was another two. But this time they were a little bit different, but they were the same ones. And the two of them had little arms, but not big arms, little arms. And they could talk, because all creatures can talk in their own language. And one says to the other one, we have to get higher. Because if the water comes up this high, that means they can still get us. And obviously, being Santa's like, who can get what and what? I need to know what this is. So, these two never made it. They made it a little bit up, but poof, that was the end of him. Then all of a sudden, poof, there was 2, 4, 6, 10 of them. Oh, 10 of them, haha. And they were just getting a little bit further in, a little bit further in. But all this time, Santa had been running about looking, and he'd been dropping the seeds, and he'd been dropping the sand. That's right. And all of a sudden, there's little green bits everywhere. And these little animals that had intelligence went, poof, let's head with that funny colour stuff there. We'll just go green. And away they went, poof, and they made it there, didn't they? They got there. They got to land. That was the first creatures in the whole world that was in land. There was only 2 or 3 of them, but 10 of them went in, and 2 or 3 of them made it. But because they made it, the other ones under the sea heard about it, and we're going to try this. And they kept trying and trying, and they were all coming up, and they'll come back, and they'll coming up, and they were coming back. Some of them made it, some of them didn't make it. Anyway, all of a sudden, Santa's looking at the ones that have made it with their little arms, and then this thing runs past him. And it goes, and it says to him, get out my way, I'm coming through. And he went, woof, and it went, and then there was another, and another, and another. Oh, there was about 10 or 20 of them. And Santa went, you've not got 2 legs at the back, and they've got, that's right, we've not got them. They must be stronger than us and better than us, and that kind of thing. Okay, so that means that they would look after the other ones because they're the same kind of creatures. But that wasn't the case. No. The big, powerful, strongest one that creeped up, he decided that he was going to show off. Yeah. Ha ha ha, I'm the strongest in the room. I can take on anybody. Watch this. Now he knew that the 2 other ones, no power at all whatsoever. So they couldn't fight him. They couldn't defend themselves. And he also knew that he could beat them to the food every time. So what he done was he played a game with him. And he went, first one to the food gets it. Last one to the food gets nothing. Of course he won. And then he'd take the food, he'd have double food. And then he'd be like to his mates, look at me. I'm a hard man. I'm the biggest man in town. No one can take me on. He was called a bully. That's what we called him. That's later in life, by the way. But that's what he was, a bully. But his other 9 mates that are big as him, legs, right? He didn't like that. Oh, no. He didn't like that because they had their own little family creatures. And because he didn't have any family creatures, he thought he looked good being a bully. But it turned the other way around. Because when you're a bully, you never look good. You never be good. And that's what happened. So they sort of learnt by their mistakes. Oh, dear me. So anyway, they started making it to the land. in the land they got. And then when Father Christmas, the Green Santa, was listening to what he said and everything and recording it and hanging it, they were talking about why they had to leave the water and escape. The law in the water, this is where it gets interesting. The law in the water is the big ones win, the little ones have breakfast, they get ate. And that's what the law that this bully one brought out. He thought he was still, I'm in there, so I'm bigger than him, I can do what I want. And every time the little creatures swam in the water, the big ones would be hiding and eat them, eat them, eat them, eat them. And that's what the big ones done, was eat the little ones. And then the ones that were bigger than the big ones would eat the big ones, and then the bigger ones would eat the big ones, and the big gigantic ones would just eat everything. And there's nothing left. But that's the way they were doing it, but eat, 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 eat. So the little ones all decided that if we can get out of there, they can't come on this brown stuff that this man's made. It's called earth, right? They can't come on it because they're in the water. And the big ones were trying. How do we get up there? Because we're hungry. We can't eat. All our dinners up the island's running away, becoming bigger and changing. It's called evolution. That's what it's called, evolution. And up they were there doing the evolution thing and changing into different things and trying out different things and experimenting this way, that way. And there's Father Christmas, he's Santa, and he's documenting it all down. Then all of a sudden, one of the big ones, not the biggest ones, he was called a crocodile. That's what they called him. And he came out of the water. And he could go out of the water a little bit and then go back to the water and go out of the water and then back to the water. And he learned how to get further and further. But what he did notice was some of the creatures from the sea that had escaped, they used to lay eggs. And they would lay the eggs in the sand. Yeah, they were called turtles then, by the way. And they would lay these eggs in the sand. And the crocodile watched and went, I know what I'll put in my eggs next time. And lo and behold, he'd come out the water, put his eggs in the sand. Therefore, the big fish that used to eat his eggs and the big monsters, you can't eat them because they're there now. That's why we got so many crocodiles. The place they went, the place they liked, was a place called USA. That's where they headed for. Wasn't called USA then, but that's what it's called now. Anyway, that's what happened. He done it. Bosh. After that, it started to move on. But because my brother, son, was the writer that kind of messes things up a wee bit, he had to write the stories in a book of time for Fable Wisdom. And he started writing the stories. But some of his pictures were in the wrong time. When he had time where there was a taxi before there was any bloody people. There was only animals. And I don't know any animals that waved in a taxi. Oh, can you take me to the sea? It's just there. Oh, can you take me up the road a wee bit? There's no road. Oh, can you take... I can't take you anywhere. I'm not here. I'm in the wrong place. That's the kind of things he done. He put things in the wrong place in the stories. He also had aeroplanes. Why would you have aeroplanes before time? Before there's any humans, you got an aeroplane. Oh, what? So we have to work that out, how he's got all that wrong. But he's got all that wrong, right? So we started from the beginning, working our way up. And then we're coming all the way through, up to today, yeah? This moment, this second in time. See, time. Time. That's what we're inventing. And then we're also going to go past it, away up the sky, away. We're going to go through the universe. Hi. We're going to see what happens with monsters up there and everything, yeah? So, we want you to join it. We want you, all the Wizard Rangers, to join it. Now, every Saturday, me, Santa, hopefully, or every 4 Saturdays, so let's quote this one here, try to work it out, what we do every Saturday, every 4 Saturdays. And we'll be live, and we'll welcome the Wisdom Rangers. It's free, there's no charge to come in, join us. We're going to have a different kind of setup, right, okay? And we're going to be doing lots of different things. And we'd love to all get involved with it all and everything else, you know? But keep an eye out, book it in, Saturdays. And give me the best time for you and your kids. You know, if you want it in the morning, put it in the morning. If you want it in the afternoon, put it in the afternoon. It's going to be an hour show. So we can do an hour, we can do 2 hours. We'll start off an hour show. And if it's popular, we'll do 2. But then you got Father Wisdom coming. Now, I'm going to bring Father Wisdom in a bit later. But you're going to see pictures of him. And you're obviously going to get membership cards from him. Because Father Wisdom's the main man. He's the guy who reads the stories that me and you and everybody else in the world is going to make for him to read. You understand? So we're going to have the story's going to be out there. You're going to read it and you're going to say, oh, why is that taxi there? Take it out. Shouldn't be there. Put it there. Put it in that story. Put it in this story. But keep it in that story. So you're going to, and all look, spelling mistakes. Hundreds of them, spelling mistakes. Sort that out. Oh, A, apple. Yeah. There's an A. Where's the apple? Where's the orange? You understand? So you're going to find all these mistakes and you're going to sort them all out. Then it comes to sound. Oh, dear me. Sound's the best one. I'm going to give you, for instance, right, okay? I can't show you the name of this thing, but I use this for my sound. This does all my sounds. I'll cover it up and show you a funny way. That's what I do for my sounds, right? And I just record them. Anything, doesn't matter. And we make Karamori music together. Yeah. And if you want to know what Karamori music is, just go on YouTube and just put in the word Karamori music. And you might find it. And if you do find it, you'll be the only one that ever finds it because it's there. There's 5 or 6 tunes just for you to listen to give you an idea what Karamori music's about. But there we go. Oh, I've just recorded myself talking. I'm going to put it on the next song. Play for something, I don't know what I've done. Listen, can you hear that? Right, okay, let's switch it off. Now that's Karamori music, okay? And what you do with Karamori music, right, okay? Karamori music's everything and everything and everything, okay? You can go and listen to your mum doing the dishes. You can put it on your phone. You don't have to put on one of them, you put on whatever it is. And you do a minute long. All different sounds. Whatever sounds you think, whatever sound come to your brains. And make sure you know who's set the sounds in. Make sure you cover these up. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make a record. That's right, we're all going to make a record. The whole lot of us. The whole Wisdom Ranger crowd. We're going to put it in a studio mix. Yeah, we can do that. We can mix it on a computer. It's easy to do. We're going to be showing you live how we do it. So you can come on and you can see how we do it. So you'll be watching how we actually mix your music. And we'll be saying whose music it is. Yeah. Then we'll begin to Father Wisdom. And if it's good enough, that music will go in a book of time. Yeah? And your name will be in that book of time with that music. And your picture, cover yourself to there. We'll go up to the art gallery. That's right. And people watching, you can see the art gallery. When they're watching, we do it right. And everybody will see the pictures in the back. And they'll go, oh, yes. But only you and your family will know who you are. Because we don't want any strangers to know who you are. Because strangers are kind of danger, even on a computer or anywhere in the world. Because we don't know strangers. Sometimes danger is not just stranger, but internet danger is stranger. You could look at someone and they could find out, oh dearie me, guess what school he goes to, I know. Look at the blazer. Huh. That tells you what school they go to. Oh, picture took. Shop in the background. Oh, I know that shop. And who knows that person's looking? No one in the whole wide world. And when it's too late, we find out, oh, he's been sitting on his computer 600 miles away. Jumped on the aeroplane, boom, dump it done, run away, bump. We don't want no wisdom rangers get caught out like that. So we do that. We make sure that nothing says where you are. We don't want to know. But you know, and your parents know where you are. And your parents just tell us it's okay for us to take the image that you've gave us and put it in the storyline. And when it goes in the storyline, it's not going to be like this. It's going to be chalked in. And if there any of you at all, it'll be just there, just your eyes. But your name will go on it. So you'll know, oh, that's my name there. Oh, I'm Jack, age 5. Not your second name, just your first name. You don't need second names. Or you know who you are. You know what you drew. You know what you done. And when you hear it, you can say to your auntie, oh, that's me. That's all around the world. And I done that. And I'm only 5. I'm only 10. I'm only 6. You see? So that's what we do. And we also do that with your art as well. We'll ask you to do a painting, a drawing, an abstract. Now, I might say to you, can you draw me a butterfly? And you might go, yellow, blue, black, oh, sponge. Oh, there's my butterfly. And it don't look like a butterfly. It looked like Spaghetti Junction. But if you say it's a butterfly, then it's a butterfly. And we will put it in the gallery as a butterfly, not as a Spaghetti Junction because we think it's a Spaghetti Junction, because you are the artist. You know what you're doing. We don't know what you're doing, so you tell us. And anyway, have you ever heard of a zillion years? Or a billion? Oh, in a billion years, you're a masterpiece. You'd be worth £2. Think of that, £2. A whole £2, not even a half £2, a whole £2. But the only problem is, in a zillion years, there'll not be any money. The £2 will be gone. But your thing will still be worth £2. Anyway, it's time now. To tell you, if I'm late, right, it's because I've not filled all these stockings yet. I've got 9 million stockings to fill. Okay? Now, hopefully I can get them done for Christmas. You get your stuff for Christmas. But if I'm late, this is why. Because the stockings, and because I've got to stay in, and I'm in tier 4, and they're not allowing me to fly everywhere I want to fly. So let's get the most important thing done today. And I'm sorry it's so long, by the way. Okay? It was 6 days to Christmas. So we're going to take 1 out of 6. Now, I'm not going to do this the funny way. I want to do it my way. 5 days, 10 days, and 4 away from 10 leaves 6. Take 1 away from 6 leaves 5 days. So we've now got 5 days to Christmas. So it's 5 more days. So you've got 3 more days to get the WhatsApp done. 3 more days. And that gives me enough time to sort everything out. And remember, you can call that number anytime you want on the WhatsApp. And if you want a call back, you'll get a call back. So that we can make sure you know it's all great and everything else, yeah? But we want to make sure that you have a happy Christmas and that we don't do nothing wrong. And you're happy and we're happy because we need the wisdom majors, yeah? So let's see if we can get it done. We can all work as a team. 221. All my wisdom rangers. Yeah. And I'll be learning dancing and yoga and swimming. Oh, dearie me. The games they'll be playing. And it's 5 days to Christmas. That's right. 5 days to Christmas. And hopefully all this tear stuff will be away. And we'll probably be able to use a proper studio. And we'll probably be able to do this properly. for the moment, we're just going to go with the flow and just keep it going until we get it right. Okay, we're just not going to give up. Okay, so we don't want you to give up, and we're not going to give up. Okay, so we will see you tomorrow. And we say goodbye just now, and I'll see you tomorrow. And thank you for coming, and thank you for taking the time to look at this. And my love to all human beings in the world. Bye.